Today, we're taking something totally ordinary, that basic hand tool sitting in your kitchen drawer right now, and turning it into an absolute object of fascination. If you've ever felt just a little bit intimidated by all those tiny, confusing lines on a tape measure, or if you're a complete beginner staring at a brand new toolbox, well, you're in the exact right place. By the end of our time together, you're going to look at this simple strip of yellow metal in a completely new light. Let's get started.
So, have you ever grabbed a tape measure, wiggled that little metal hook at the end, and thought to yourself, oh man, this thing is cheap and broken? Or, hey, maybe you've noticed those weird floating black diamond shapes printed every so often along the numbers and wondered if it was just some kind of bizarre printing error. Well, guess what? Those aren't defects at all. They're actually secret codes and deliberate engineering genius, and we are going to decode all of it today.
To show you just how incredibly seriously the pros take this tool, get a load of this number. 60 meters. That is the exact length of a massive underground laser tunnel operated by the National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST for short. The major companies that produce the tape measures we use actually rely on waves of light inside this 60-meter underground tunnel. They use it as the ultimate ruler to calibrate their tapes and make sure they are absolutely flawlessly accurate. I mean, that is some intense, high-level science for a tool that mostly just lives in your junk drawer.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. First, anatomy and history. Second, decoding the markings. Third, the moving hook mystery. Fourth, pro tips and tricks. And finally, job site safety hazards.
Let's dive right into Section 1, Anatomy and History.
You know, while we usually think of a tape measure as a pretty modern invention, the first rudimentary measuring tapes actually date all the way back to the Roman era. Back then, they used marked strips of leather. Kind of wild, right? Fast forward to 1956, and an American surveyor named Justus Rowe created the world's longest tape measure. We're talking a 183-meter gold-plated tape. Seriously. Today, though, things are incredibly strict. In many parts of the world, tape measures are actually highly regulated precision instruments governed by strict legal standards, like the European Measuring Instruments Directive.
And what's truly fascinating here is how modern tapes are legally classified based on their accuracy. If you look at the first few inches of a good tape blade, you'll actually see a Roman numeral. Check this out. A Class I professional tape is so finely tuned that it only deviates 1.1 millimeters over a total length of 10 whole meters. That's practically nothing. Now, for most of us doing DIY projects around the house, a Class II tape, which deviates about 2.3 millimeters, is perfectly fine. But it just goes to show you, not all tapes are created equal.
All right, moving on to Section 2, Decoding the Markings.
Now, if you struggled with fractions in school, please don't panic. We're going to walk through the visual rhythm of these marks step by step, and I promise the physical length of the line makes the math highly intuitive. So, the longest, boldest line is always your full inch. Easy enough, right? The next longest line, sitting right there in the middle, is the half inch. Then the lines just get progressively shorter as the fractions get smaller, down to the quarter inch, the eighth, and finally, those tiny little 1/16 of an inch marks. You really don't have to calculate anything in your head, you just have to look at the length of the line.
But hey, keep in mind this absolutely brilliant beginner tip, coming directly from seasoned carpenters. You don't always need to read the numbers. Seriously, if you're, say, cutting a piece of baseboard to fit a specific gap, just hold the physical material right up to the space, mark it with a pencil, and cut it. As experienced tradespeople love to point out, consistency often beats absolute numerical accuracy. So if you don't need to do the math, just skip it all together and use direct measurement.
That brings us to Section 3, the moving hook mystery.
I promised we'd solve this one. So, that loose hook slides back and forth exactly 1/16 of an inch. Why? Because that is the precise thickness of the metal hook itself. Think about it. If you pull the tape over the outside edge of a board, the hook slides out to compensate for its own width. But if you push it into a window frame to get an inside measurement, it slides in. Without that deliberate little wobble, every single inside and outside measurement you take would be off by exactly 1/16 of an inch. Mind blown, right?
Okay, let's jump into Section 4, Pro Tips and Tricks.
Believe it or not, your tape is literally covered in hidden codes. See those red numbers or boxes every 16 inches? Those actually mark the standard spacing for wooden studs inside your walls. And what about those mysterious floating black diamonds we talked about earlier, sitting at exact intervals like 19 and 3/16 of an inch? Well, those are engineered spacing layouts specifically used for roof trusses. Pretty cool. But let's look closer at two absolute game-changing techniques you can use on your very next project.
The first one is a classic trick called burning an inch. See, if your metal hook gets bent, damaged, or even just clogged up with dirt, it completely ruins that perfect sliding calibration we just talked about. So to get a truly perfect measurement for fine woodworking, pros bypass the hook entirely. They align the 1-inch mark directly on the edge of the wood, measure out, and then simply subtract 1 inch from the final number. It guarantees absolute precision every single time. Well, as long as you actually remember to subtract that inch at the end.
And here's another amazing trick for you. Have you ever tried to measure the inside of a window frame and found yourself bending the metal tape into this tight little curve, trying to guess exactly where it hits the corner? Okay, stop doing that. Flip your tape measure over right now. There's almost always a number printed directly on the back of the case, say 3 1/8 inches. All you have to do is butt the hard plastic case cleanly into the corner, read the tape, and mathematically add the length of the case. Boom! Perfect inside measurements with absolutely zero guesswork.
Finally, we arrive at Section 5, Job Site Safety Hazards. Let's look at a pretty dramatic OSHA accident report that highlights a severe hazard most people just never consider: electrical conductivity. In this case, a roofer was preparing to install metal roofing and extended his steel tape measure. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew that long metal blade right into a nearby overhead power line carrying 19,920 volts. The resulting electric arc shocked him and knocked him right off a 25-foot roof. It's a stark reminder that steel tapes and electricity are a genuinely deadly combination.
Here's another tragic OSHA report, and it really emphasizes exactly why tool safety is a literal matter of life and death. Professional tape measures are heavy, dense blocks of metal and plastic. They often weigh around 30 ounces. One of these was accidentally dropped from the 50th floor of a commercial construction site. By the time it actually reached the ground, it had gained so much momentum that it caused a fatal injury to a delivery driver working below. It's truly heartbreaking.
So these very real dangers dictate some strict safety protocols we should all follow. First, if you're ever near power lines, always use a non-conductive fiberglass tape. If you're working at heights, your tape measure absolutely must be secured to your belt with a safety lanyard. And even if you're just at home, use your thumb to break the tape as it retracts. Don't let it snap back at high speeds, or that thin metal edge can easily slice your fingers. And finally, always wipe the blade dry to prevent rust, and routinely check the case for cracks.
Well, we've covered a whole lot of ground today, from Roman leather strips and NIST laser tunnels, all the way to mastering the 16th inch marks and burning an inch like a true pro. So I'm going to leave you with this. Take a look at your own tape measure today. Ask yourself, is it a safe, accurate tool ready for you to apply your brand new pro-level knowledge? Or is it a rusty hazard just hiding in your toolbox? Thanks so much for exploring the hidden depths of the tape measure with me today, and keep learning.